kick somebody's ass. I mean, that's why we're here.
That is caught! Left center! Reds win! And this ball is launched. High and very deep to right, long gone. It's second of the night. Ellie De La Cruz.
Short lead for Pena. Larkin drills it. Do you believe this? It's going to be gone! Back to back! Walk-off home runs! How about this? The hero is back! He's back! He's back!
And a swing and a drive! Deep left field! This one belongs to the Reds!
Swung on and hit deep to left field. That ball is going to be gone! Home run! And the Reds put it 5-4!
Goes to second one. Around the first. Got a double play! And the Reds sweep the Cubs. Breaking ball. Hit high. Hit deep. Way back there. And gone! Into the second deck and left. Christian Encarnacion Strand walks it off. Karcher does it in his major league debut. He gets the final 3 outs, and the Reds get an extra inning win. A thriller 5-4.
Swung on, fly ball, hit to deep right field. That ball is gonna be gone. A grand slam home run by Mike Cameron.
2 outs, 2 on. Reds down by 1. Larkin down the line. It's a winning. It's a winning. Here comes Tucker. Here comes Steins. Larkin's won the game. Barry Larkin gets mobbed. Look at this scene. It's synergy.
The stretch, the pause and the pitch. And a line drive, base hit left center field. A single for Aaron Boone. And this one belongs to the Reds. The Reds have won 8 in a row.
Kobayashi with a long look turns it loose and Dunn hits it to deep right. It's all over. And this one belongs to the Reds. The Reds have won their 5th game in a row. They've defeated the Cleveland Indians on an Adam Dunn 3-run home run, 4-2. In on the corners at first and third. 2 on, nobody out. Here's Royce Ring pitching, no bunt. Ground ball by the third baseman into left field. Dave Bruce rounds third. And this one belongs to the Reds.
That's it pretty good. Guess what? He doesn't need speed. That's gone. He's the king of the Queen City tonight.
With 1 out here in the 11th inning, you sure got to go now. One out, pull down the left field line. That ball is going to get the winning run in. Here comes Dave Bruce rounding third, heading toward the plate. And this one belongs to the Reds.
Huge situation for Votto. Why you paying the big bucks to deliver the goods with 2 outs in the 9th inning? Can he do it? In the gap right center field, and Votto delivers the goods.
Hit deep center field. And Gil going back at the warning track. Oh, he gave one. It's gone. Joey Votto is delivered.
Reds fans, what's going on? Welcome to the Chatterbox Reds live pregame show. Today is May 7th of 2025, and the Reds are taking on the Braves in game 3 of 4 at Truist Park in Atlanta. I'm Hunter Hurst. On the right side of your screen, that's Max Alfonso. Max, how we doing?
I'm still recovering from last night, but got another one tonight. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, luckily we're still at the point of the season where there's always tomorrow, but coming into this game, it kind of feels like the season's on the line. That might sound dumb to say with it being May, but we saw how this went last year. You know, the Reds were 3 games over 500 at the end of April, and then just it hit the fan after that. You know, you lose 17 of 21, including 8 in a row. Right now, the Reds have lost 4 in a row after the heartbreaker last night, but something's got to give, and it's a good day to have Hunter Greene on the mound.
Yeah, Hunter Greene on the mound against Hunter Hurst and Max Alfonso. It's really that's the matchup, because me and Hunter, we are 0-5 when we do these pregame shows. I figured I would just mention it. You know, maybe that'll get us over the hump, because the last few weeks we've been quiet about it. But yeah, maybe Hunter Greene will stop the streak.
We need something, man. I mean, I'm in a different room. I'm wearing a sweatshirt that says football guy on it right now. We're trying everything. Hunter Greene is our only hope at the moment, and we said it's a good day to have him on the mound, but especially today with all this news. Noelvi Marte is to the IL. Rece Hinds is up for God's sakes, Jacob Hurtubise is in the lineup. I mean, it's just things aren't going great at the moment for the Reds. And then, hopefully we get Hayes back on Friday, and now you have the calf situation with Jake Fraley. So it's a thin bench. Team needs a win more than ever, and Hunter Greene's taking on a pretty good lineup. So getting to the post game, watched last night's game. The Reds lost 2-1 in 10. Santiago Espinal provided the lone run scoring hit for the Reds in the 8th. Tony Santillan, 2 great innings out of the bullpen. Emilio Pagan, blown save in the 9th. We'll get into the blown relay and everything and the bullpen management. Reds have an abysmal top of the 10th, to say the least. And then for whatever reason, you throw a fastball to Marcell Ozuna, who just destroys fastballs, and it's been known for almost a decade now. That's what he likes to hit, but you throw him one anyway with a 2-strike count, and he walks it off. So your best chance now is to split this series. That gets you back to a game over 500, and you're headed into Houston, where who knows what can happen down there. I believe the Reds swept them the last time they played them in Houston in 23. So we'll see what happens. Max, how do you feel about this whole Marte situation, bringing up Rece, Hinds, this, that, and the other?
The Marte situation really sucks. He was really starting to find it. I think Tito said an hour ago it's a grade 2, I guess, oblique strain. At this point, with the oblique injuries are tough. Like, I'm just hoping to have him back by like July at this point. Like, I don't want him to rush it or anything because they're going to need him. We're at a point now where we need Jamer to come back and play well. I don't know how realistic that is, but he's gonna enter the fold again whenever he's healthy from, I think, his back injury or being bad injury. So, and then the Rece Hinds promotion, he's homered, I think, 3 straight games in Louisville. I think he should have been up a few days ago, but for some reason, Jacob Hurtubise is here. Not really sure. Not really sure why. We'll get into the lineup today eventually, but last night was just a really. I think you tweeted it. It was the most Reds loss like you could possibly have. Trace Fowler, our Lord and Savior here at Chatterbox, said this. He tweeted this in probably like 7th or 8th. He said this is either going to feel like the biggest win in a while or it's going to break the fan base, and it broke the fan base. Just everything about last night sucked. Matt McLean is still at second holding the ball. Fairchild scoring, just really like the most Reds loss you could have.
Yeah, cherry on top of the whole situation is that Stuart Fairchild scored while we have, obviously Fraley, something happened there in the 9th with him coming out of the box and the calf injury. It's day to day right now, but knowing this medical staff and how things have gone in the past, Jake Fraley might be out for the season by Friday. So I don't know. And the Hurtubise move, I still don't understand, because this is no offense to Jacob Hurtubise, and shout out to him for serving the country and everything, but this guy is not a major leaguer at the moment. I hope I'm wrong, and at some point Jacob Hurtubise breaks out and has a 200 hit season. But we mentioned it off air. This guy had a 400 OPS in Louisville. There's another option right there in Will Benson, who hit a ball 114 miles an hour today. Big home run for the Bats, as that was mentioned in the chat. It's at some point you have to ask yourself, what the hell are we doing?
Yeah, there's nothing the Reds can say to defend the Hurtubise move and him being here, or being in Atlanta, I guess. There's just nothing that they can say or do. And I think Bryce Spalding tweeted this. Over the next 12 days, I think they're going to face 12 right-handed pitchers, it looks like. That'll probably change, but that means we're going to see a lot of Jacob Hurtubise, and that's way more Jacob Hurtubise than I ever want to see. He had the little stint last year when he came up and played well. I think it was when Friedel was out. He kind of played a little bit like Friedel. He was, doing all the little stuff and playing well, but it just gets to a point where this team doesn't hit for any power. Like, I'm happy Hinds is here because he can hit for power, but Hurst isn't hitting the ball over the fence. Love Espinal. He's not hitting the ball over the fence. Matt McClain just can't hit right now. Friedel every once in a while gets in 0-1. Like, this lineup just needs some pop, and I'm happy Hinds is here, but it'd be nice if Will Benson was in the lineup. And it stinks that we're saying this stuff about Benson, honestly. Like, he struggled so much last year, and we're just putting a lot of hope and faith into poor Will Benson. But yeah, it just it's going bad right now.
Yeah, and putting all this faith in guys like Rece, Hinds, and Benson, I mean, they're young guys. I mean, if I'm not Rece Hinds is younger than me, if I'm not mistaken. So it's I don't want to put too much pressure on these guys. And it begs the question is, everybody knew, I think all of Major League Baseball knew that the Reds needed outfielders last year, or they needed guys like Rece Hinds and Will Benson and even Jacob Hurst to an extent to step up. And we haven't seen Rece Hinds in the bigs this year. We got 4 at-bats against Will Benson against a first ballot Hall of Fame pitcher who might be 41 years old, but that's still Justin Verlander. And we've seen Jacob Hurst, who, frankly, hasn't done much. And, we're playing – Santiago Espinal is a phenomenal infield defender, and I'm so tired of seeing him in right field or left field or wherever they're going to play him. Blake Dunn, Tito said he believed in him. Whatever that's worth, he hasn't hit the ball in a month, it feels like. Really, since he homered in Milwaukee, I don't feel like he's hit the ball.
Yeah.
But no matter what, the Reds needed outfielders. They didn't get them. They've got Hinds and Benson. Benson currently in Louisville, but Hinds is here. And if he wants to go on a little red-hot streak or even go on a streak where he's hitting 240, but there's some power there, and he's not slapping the ball to third base or rolling over, I'll take it. I don't care if a guy strikes out 2 or 3 times a game. If he makes hard contact one time, it's better than what we've had so far.
Yeah. It all comes back to the offseason for me. I don't want to talk too much about that. So this is a pregame show. But you add Austin Hayes, which was a great signing. 1 year, $5 million. Been a quality player for a long time. Really good defender. But he's had injury issues his entire career. They knew this was going to happen. He's been on the injured list twice now. That was the only outfield move. Gavin Lux too. But, he's more of a platoon guy. Well, he's supposed to be, but, Tito plays him against lefties. But, it's just that was it. It was just Hayes, and it was like, all right, yeah, Fraley will be better. Friedel will be better, and they haven't been better. So I saw a report earlier today that the White Sox want to trade Luis Robert soon. I wasn't always on board with that, but I think I'm on board with that now. I don't think he's not playing super well so far this year, but I mean he's barely playing for like a major league franchise with 20 people in the stands, and he will bring some pop to this lineup. So I don't know. Whatever they do, they need a spark, and hopefully Rece Hinds can do that thing where he gets really hot again, even if it's just for a week. Just whatever. That's fine with me. Just someone, please.
Yeah, I mean, a week can be the difference in a season sometimes. So, I mean, the Reds won, was it 12 in a row? That's 2 weeks in 2023, and that had them in it all the way to the end. So,
yeah,
we're talking about a couple of weeks. I mean, that can make or break it, especially for a team like the Reds, where a lot of stuff is going to have to go your way, especially now, if you want to make it into the dance in October. A lot of stuff's going to have to go your way. But we'll go ahead and get into the pregame show. Your starting pitching matchup tonight, Hunter Greene on the mound for the Reds. He'll take on Grant Holmes for Atlanta. Hunter Greene coming off just a phenomenal start against Washington. I believe that was last Friday. It's 4-2 with a 2.53 ERA. He's got 55 strikeouts. That's 5th in the National League. He is 2nd in the National League in opponent batting average against, just 182, maybe 174, actually. He has the best whip in the National League at .82. believe he's only walked 8 guys all year. 2 of those came in his last start, went 6. Allowed just 2 hits, 1 earned run. That was on a solo homer by Josh Bell, and he struck out 12. I will say, keep in mind, Hunter Greene did throw 114 pitches in his last start. And on a night where maybe the bullpen's a little gassed after, you had Ashcraft throw above 20 pitches, Santillan almost 30. Pagan throws, I believe, 25 in the ninth or somewhere around there. Hunter Greene is going to have a start sort of reminiscent to what he did in San Francisco. I'm not saying he's going to go 8 2/3 shutout against the Braves, especially at home with the threats that they have in this lineup. But this is something you have to see out of Hunter Greene, is him being pitch efficient on a day where the Reds need a win. The bullpen, they might be a little tired, a little gassed. You don't have, your horses in the back end fully ready to go. They're not at 100%. So I'd like to see him be pitch efficient. What are you looking for from HG tonight?
They're going to need a good one from Hunter Greene. It'd be nice if the lineup could take some pressure off of him. That's not something they normally do when Hunter Greene's on the mound, but tonight would be a good start for that. He's Hunter Greene. Like, he's going to do what he does. And hopefully tonight is a good Hunter Greene night. Only 8 walks this year. That stands out to me because that was an issue earlier in his career. But when you watch him, he just looks so comfortable. He's throwing whatever he wants in any count. He's throwing the split more, the slider. It's not just a fastball anymore. So he's developed really well, and I'll give the Reds some credit for that. Derek Johnson and the rest of the staff has done a great job over the years working with him and the other young starters.
Yeah, I agree, and I think there's some threats in the lineup against him tonight, but I'm very interested to see how he manages against those threats. Like Marcell Ozuna, we talked about, kills fastballs, like 371 against fastballs in 25, but he's a 135 hitter against breaking pitches. So I'm expecting a heavy dose of sliders to Ozuna tonight, and there's some other guys in there. Matt Olson's homered off of him. Austin Riley's hit the ball hard, and he hits literally every type of pitch. That's a major league hitter that a lot of people have pegged to win MVP awards in the past for this Atlanta team. So I'm really looking forward to watching Hunter Greene against this lineup tonight. I would say it's the best one he's faced this year. If we go for my money, I would say the Braves had the best lineup he's faced this year. So we'll see what he can do against Grant Holmes. What do you have on him?
Yeah, Grant Holmes, 2-2 so far this year. ERA just above 4 in 34 innings. He struck out 35. He's not striking out as many guys this year. His whiff is way down. He throws a fastball 40% of the time, and teams are hitting over 300 against it. So he's going to throw it a lot, and teams have proven they can hit the fastball against him. We'll see if the Reds can do that. He mixes in a curveball, slider, and cutter, along with the changeup and a couple others. But those are the 4 main pitches. So, yeah. What you got?
Yeah, I mean, we'll go ahead and go into the Reds lineup against him. Same top 3, and we'll discuss this as well. It's Friedel in center, McClain at second, Ellie at short, Gavin Lux is the DH. Santiago Espinal will bat 5th. He'll play 3rd with Marte, Candelario, and seemingly every other third baseman in the organization on the injured list. Spencer Steer is at first. Tyler Stevenson will catch. Jacob Hurtubise in left, and Rece Hinds will bat 9th and round out the lineup. We discussed this off air a little bit. Tito said before the season, we want Ellie to bat 3rd. I like having, Lux or Hayes behind him, whoever. It's getting to the point with Matt McClain that it's being stubborn with the lineup, is that he's batting 2nd, given he's been on base 11 times in the last 6 games is what Lance McAllister tweeted earlier today. He was, he's on base 3 times last night, but at some point, we're being stubborn putting a guy in the 2-hole that's batting $160. I don't know if Matt McClain's hitting his weight right now. So what are your thoughts on keeping McClain in the 2-hole? Maybe see if he can work it out.
Yeah, I don't really care that McClain was on base 3 times last night. He's been on base 3 times in like the past month. It feels like he's been dreadful. I want them to move him down. In fact, I would change a lot about the lineup tonight. I'd personally at this point I want Ellie to hit first or second. You kind of convinced me off air that he should hit lead off. I'd probably still go second and lead off Lux, honestly. But my big issue with the lineup tonight is Hurtubise being anywhere near it. Even with Fraley being out, I would personally put Lux in left. And either DH Stevenson or Trevino or Wins since we're doing the 3 catcher thing. Wins almost hit one out last night, so I would rather just see either Trevino or Wins in the lineup over Jacob Hurtubise. I know Hurtubise is a lefty, so he's going to face a righty or whatever. But yeah, I just the Jacob Hurtubise thing. Like, you're not going to get anything. Like, he might hit a single in the outfield. He's not going to hit a ball to the wall or anything. Watch tonight. He hits one like 420, but I'm rooting for that. But yeah, it's just in the McLean thing, it gets to a point where it's like, what are you doing? And then Stevenson hitting 7th. I don't understand why he's down so low. I would switch him and Espinal, and put Stevenson 5th behind Lux personally. But I know Espinal's been probably the best player on the team besides Trevino. So I don't know. I guess I can't complain too much about Espinal hitting 5th.
Yeah, and you brought up Austin Wins. For a long time in the game last night, it felt like Austin Wins and Santiago Espinal were the only guys putting up major league at bats. That's what it felt like for a while. Because Austin Wins, he's facing a guy in Chris Sale, who we know who Chris Sale is. He was the Triple Crown winner last year. Won a World Series. Fantastic left-handed pitcher with great stuff. And Austin Wins, for a guy that outside of Cincinnati, I'm not sure if anybody knows who he is. But this guy was fantastic last night, in my opinion. Obviously, it was a home run in 29 of 30 parks, but it is what it is. A lot of balls are home runs everywhere but Fenway. A lot of balls are home runs everywhere. You name the park. That's just how baseball goes. There's no uniformity in that, and that's part of the beauty of the game. But he put together great ABs, and I would love to see him in the lineup more. And then with this lineup, the Reds are 14-5 this year when they score 4 or more runs. And then you put 14 losses when they score 3 or less. And it's happening way too often this year where it feels like if the Reds don't plate something in the first inning, they're not going to plate anything.
Yeah, it's been tough to watch. You never really know what you're going to get every night with this lineup. I think it all comes down to Ellie getting hot. It seems like it's all on him sometimes, which isn't a winning recipe. But he hasn't looked like himself lately. I know he had that long hit streak, but he was just lacing singles everywhere. He's only got 5 doubles this year, only 5 homers. It just hasn't been pretty. And then his at bat last night, and I think it was the top of the 10th. At that whole top of the 10th, all those at bats were dreadful. But Ellie's just watching a fastball right down the middle. I don't know. I think he's just in his head, which sometimes you see that with him. He gets, just kind of indecisive, which that's the last place I want Ellie to be, is indecisive. I want him, swinging for the downs because we obviously know what Ellie can do. I'll get into the Braves lineup. Alex Verdugo leading off, Riley second, Ozuna from the Braves hitting third, DHing, Olson, Albies, Harris, and then Eli White in right, Drake Baldwin catching, and then Nick Allen at shortstop. What do you got on the Braves lineup? What do you like?
Yeah, so the main for me is you go 2 through 4 there with Riley, Ozuna, and Olson. Those are your main threats. Alex Verdugo, he's had a great start to his campaign. Ozzy Albies, proven major leaguer, a lot better against lefties than righties, and he's kind of had a slow start this year, but he's had great performances against the Reds in the past. Again, Ozuna 1 for 6 against Green lifetime, but he hits the fastball. So steady diet of sliders for him. Only 135 against breaking pitches this year. Matt Olson, 2 for 8 with a home run, but he has struck out 5 times against Hunter Greene in his career. And then Austin Riley, he is 3 for 9 with 2 doubles against Greene lifetime. And there's really not a pitch based on analytics that you can throw that's guaranteed or even close to guaranteed to get him out. He's hitting 290 on fastballs and breaking balls this year, above 260 on off-speed pitches like splitters and changeups. How Greene is able to be pitch efficient through the heart of the order of this Atlanta team is the key to the game. Obviously, I'm rooting for the Reds to win. I do think they take this game tonight and set up an opportunity where they can split tomorrow. But if Greene can't get through 2, 3, and 4 in that lineup in an efficient way at least twice, the Reds are in trouble.
Yeah, we mentioned it earlier. They need a good Greene start that at least gets into, in my opinion, the 7th. You mentioned, Ashcraft, Pagan, and Santillan all throwing over 20 pitches. I think we could see one of them. I think we could see Pagan in the 9th tonight if there is a closing situation. Thankfully Diaz isn't here, so we don't have to think about that. But yeah, Luis May is probably available, which is good. I kind of forgot he was here, but he's looked good so far. Yeah. But I guess I'll talk about the Braves lineup. Ozuna this year has been just incredible. I mean, he's walking like prime Votto. Like he's on
Crazy.
base all the time. Yeah, I've never seen Ozuna have such good at bats because he's always had a little bit of the Javi thing where he'll chase, breaking balls off the plate, but that's completely stopped this year. And then Austin Riley, one of the best third basemen in baseball. Verdugo was a guy that I think he said like in spring training before Eddie got signed that he hadn't gotten like a major league offer at all, which is crazy to me. Because Verdugo's a major league player. He's not a star or anything, but he was a guy that I could have seen the Reds signing this past offseason. He wasn't a guy I really wanted, but playing well so far for the Braves. I think he was just called up recently for them because he got a late start. And then Ozzie Albies, a really good second baseman. Luckily, we have a righty tonight because he crushes left-handed pitching. And then Olsen this year hasn't been great yet, but Matt Olson's a really good first baseman. So yeah, it's a really good Braves lineup, and Hunter Greene needs to pitch well.
Yeah, and we talked about the bullpen. I'm big on if Greene can get through 6 and anything past that, in my opinion, is how you're playing with house money at that point. If you can get Hunter Greene to the 7th start after he throws 114 pitches, wouldn't expect to see him go past 95 tonight. Give me Luis May in the 7th or the 8th. If the Reds are winning, if it's a close game and you need it to stay there, let's see what the guy's got. We used the horses last night, Ashcraft and Santillan. Luis May could be a key for this bullpen. I mean, the guy throws 102 or whatever the metrics say, and the slider has actually been his best pitch so far. The sinker that moves 20 inches and is 102 doesn't grade out well at the moment analytically. So, let me see him. And I think you'll see Rogers tonight. If Greene is only able to get through 4 or 5, which he's only able to get through 4 or 5, the Reds probably aren't winning this game.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see a lot of Suter. Probably see Brent Suter,
Yeah.
Richardson then.
Yeah, I think Barlow's definitely an option tonight too. And that's what I have on the Reds bullpen. I don't have much else. I think you see one of Ashcraft or Santillan and probably Pagan in the 9th, if I had to guess. That's the best that I have on the Reds bullpen.
Yeah, I do agree. I think we could see one of the 3 guys who threw last night, but yeah, I think tonight it's a given we see at least one of Rogers or Barlow. Tito seems to trust Barlow a lot, which question that a little bit, but yeah, need a win. Need a win bad. I think the streak's at 4 now, and our streak's at 5. So
yeah, so we're like Tyler Stevenson last night. We're over 5 with 5 Ks. Shout out to Mike Hart, one of the pregame show hosts. Big thanks to everybody tuning in. We'll take a quick look at the weather tonight. Upper 60s in Atlanta, a rare day where it's hotter in Cincinnati than it is in Atlanta, Georgia. Slight breeze. Park's weird there. It's in Cobb County, so it's not even really in Atlanta. So I couldn't tell you too much about what the wind's doing or anything. We had wind gate earlier this year in San Francisco. So we'll see. Around the NL Central, be a great day for the Reds to get a win. The Brewers got thumped by Houston 9-1. The Cubs lost to the Giants 3-1 earlier today, and the Cardinals 5-0 win over the Pirates. And that's your look around the NL Central. Max, you have any predictions for tonight? Who's going deep? What do you think about Hunter Greene? You possibly over on K's. What's your prediction for tonight?
I did take a Rece Hinds homer on a unknown sports book, so we'll see if that comes through. That'd be really nice. Yeah, just please win. I don't have any predictions. I think Hunter Greene pitches well. That's my only prediction.
Yeah, Hunter Greene pitches well. Think Gavin Lux might have a double. That's about all I got on predictions tonight. Reminder, watch the post-game show tonight. Huge opportunity for the Reds, as Carrie says. Trace and Nick, I believe, will be live in the 9th tonight. Again, be sure to watch that. Let's hope the Reds are able to pull a rabbit out of a hat, get back to 500, and set up an opportunity for a split tomorrow. For Max Alfonso, I'm Hunter Hurst. Thanks for watching. Like the stream. We'll see you next time.